supporting me tonight for this first meeting, greeting, kickoff. We have a busy time ahead of us. If you guys don't know, there are 7 seats in Temecula, 4 that are going to be up. 3 on City Council, 4 on the Temecula School Board. So, and in addition to that, you know, we have a presidential election coming. So you can see the challenge with that, a lot of fighting for space on corners and everything else that comes with that to make sure you get your word out there and engage. The good thing right now with me is, as of right now, there's only me and one other person running. So the incumbent, and then I'll be running against the incumbent as well. So we open our paper, everyone has until August 9th to get their filings in. So after that, we will actually know if there's another candidate that may be running, but that'll give us the idea of where we need to go from here in regards to how we move forward. So we've already started moving forward. I filed my paperwork, and guess what? All my nomination paperwork were approved, so I'm going to be on the ballot. Got that word today from the city clerk, so all my signatures passed the sniff test to make sure they're on the voter rolls, and now we're off to running to make sure we win this race. So I'm going to just give you a little bit about me. Everybody doesn't know my background or where I come from. This is my Navy. This is my brother right here. We served in the Navy for a long time, and he ended up switching over and went on the dark side to the officers. And we have been linked for life ever since. You know, so I can tell you a lot of good stories. We don't not tell no stories tonight, but this is his beautiful wife and daughter as well. So thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate you for the support. So, a little bit about Eric, you know, little knucklehead, grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, a country boy, back in the deep South. So I graduated and I said, I'm out of here. It's time to go. So joined the United States Navy, left there, graduated in June. In July, I was out. I mean, in the Navy, in boot camp in Great Lakes. So did that for 27 years. Right, 27 years. People done a little longer than me, but again, that service really catapulted me to where I am today. I mean, the experience that I've gained out of that in leadership, you cannot buy that anywhere. You know, and one of the things, great blessings I had when I was in the military, the one thing I'm very proud about is I met my wonderful, amazing, and beautiful wife, Sergeant Faulkner. Yeah, she's at the house. We had an AC unit issue, and they're not done fixing it. So somebody had to stay there. So I'll have seeds, candy, food, all kinds of things, hearts, a bear, or whatever I need to do to make up for that. So we got married in Japan. We were both military, met in Japan. She had our son Stephen. He was 3 years old when I met him, but he's my young man. If you take any blood out of him, you do a DNA sample, it's going to say Harry Faulkner. That's my son. He is 33 years old, living in Las Vegas. He did 7 years in the Navy as well, got out and is going back to school. And my daughter, Jasmine, who had our first grandbaby. And he is 6 months old now. If you look on my Facebook, that's the joy of my life. I'm always posting stuff about him. So QJ is the man. I got to get back there to see him here soon. So those are my kids. Just got 2, and 2 is enough. And this grandbaby's just killing me, loving this little dude. So that's my family and who I am. That's the most. Those are the 4 now that I'm most proud of, and will do anything for. So what happened after this military career? After 27 years, is I went in and working for Kaplan University, building degree programs for military, trying to get our military members to their degrees faster by taking their training that they did while they were in the service and converting that to degree program. So I did that as a relationship manager, did that for a couple of years. Right after that, I finished my healthcare administration, master's degree in healthcare administration, I have my bachelor's in health sciences. So I ran a community-based outpatient clinic for the VA down in Escondido, 5,000 veterans impounded to that clinic. And then after that, I worked for the Veterans Experience Office with the VA Special Program Office that works on connecting veterans to their benefits, healthcare benefits, getting their benefits and then getting their claims done, and also their national cemetery. So we work to make sure veterans get connected with that, and that's what I've been doing so far in that space. Also a commissioner with the City of Temecula, the Race, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Commission. I've been doing a lot of work for 4 years. Thank you so much. What got me in politics is is Alicia Wilkins ran in 2020 against the same incumbent that I'm running against, Jessica Alexander, and I was helping her with her campaign. And after that, and seeing how she was treated during that time frame, and she was the most qualified candidate across the board. But again, that doesn't get you elected, right? It's rallying your base up, and you may not have the experience, but if you get people out to vote. And the other thing is just not having 3 people running and having 2 people. It makes a difference when you only have 2 versus 3, because the third person is going to pull votes from somebody you don't know where it's coming from. So Alicia ran a good race, and she got really close to winning. And then that kind of opened up a door when the Ready Commission came open to get involved with politics, get in there and make a difference. And people will try to align the Ready Commission around DEI, the things that they're trying to fearmonger across our country. DEI, they're actually going after Kamala Harris right now, saying she's a DEI representative. So just because of her color. But what we've done with Race, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion is we made sure every voice is heard. Our responsibility is to go talk to our special needs, our students, college students, our high school students, our seniors, our juniors, and everybody with different cultures, to bring that back to the city council and say we can do better. How do we do better? How do we listen to those voices? Because city council can't be everywhere, and that's what the commissioners. I have a couple of commissioners. Can you raise your hand, the commissioners in the room? Yes. They do an amazing job. I mean, we have several commissioners on our city, and the city council can't do their job without these men and women that are on these commissions, bringing that feedback, focusing on that particular space, and bringing that wealth of knowledge back to city council so they can make wise decisions on how they run the city. This city is great because of men like this who are actually stand up to serve in these commissions, because it's not easy. It takes away from your family. You have to be engaged in meetings. You have to understand how to navigate policy and make sure the city understands it's not the right way to go, and I think this is a better way to go. We all make recommendations to them. We don't tell them what to do, but we let them know where we stand in regards to this specific topic. So if you are open to getting involved in your city, start with commissions. David Maddox, you ran for city council one time, right? Yeah, where you put in. I know, a conversation was had. But all the commissioners can let you know, it really prepares you if you want to run for city council, because you get involved with the city manager, the staff, you get an understanding of how city politics work, and it really prepares you when you're ready to run, if you have that calling to do so. So been doing a commission. I'm a Big Brother, Big Sisters. I'm a mentor with them as well. My focus is young men. So I've got a young man I'm mentoring with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And across my church, at the View Church, and a couple of the View Church members are here, I've mentored several young men out of the church who had single moms who said, hey, Eric, do you have the time and space to pour into our young sons to really provide them an example? So I have several young men that I'm mentoring there as well, behind the scenes. So I believe to whom much is given, much is required. We must get involved. We cannot sit on the sidelines, and we must engage, particularly in our civil discourse, and particularly as you watch the TV and what's happening now, how polarizing politics has gotten. And it's not gotten polarizing at the high level. That's pouring down into local politics. If you see what's going on with school board, you see what's going on with city council, we're stuck in this quicksand of dealing and addressing issues that have nothing to do with being on school board and being on city council. So we're trying to get back to some semblance of normalcy in regards to what we're supposed to be doing and what our job is. So again, a little bit about myself. That's me in a nutshell, and why I'm running. I'm not running from any fame. Financially, I'm fine. I don't need that either. I would do this for free because I think it's that important that we engage. And I'm in a district where there's just some challenges there with our leadership. And I think there's a time for a change, and that time for change is now. And that's why I'm running, to make sure that we have the right person with the right mentality that can engage all our residents, not just a certain subset of our community, but everyone and create a space that everyone feels safe and they're included and they can have access to their leadership. That's why I'm running, to make it better for our residents here. The priorities I have are simple. It's again, I believe in having safe and healthy communities, right? What does safe communities mean? It means we need a fire and law enforcement that responds on time and on target, right? On target to save lives and on time to ensure that there's no further harm done to our residents. And how do we do that? Community policing is proven. Our law enforcement and our fire have to get out in the communities and really understand the people and connect with them. Because when we do that, guess what? Now you create a relationship where people will see something and then they will say something to try to prevent crime from further exacerbating in our cities and make sure our lives are being saved when we call upon them. So I believe in healthy communities, which means that I like that we have Temecula Valley Hospital right here across the road. That the city worked really hard to get a hospital here in our local community. But how do we work with our hospitals to get them out of the community? We need to know our numbers, everyone. People are dying because they don't know their health numbers. They don't know how to look at that. They don't know when I need to go get seen. They don't know when I need to follow up. And I've seen it, people are dying because of the fact that they don't understand their health and not knowing how to really tackle it when issues come up. Or really focusing on getting ahead of it by getting seen and doing your screenings and things like that. We need to get our health facilities out in our communities more to really educate us, and we need to be educating our families on how to make sure we maintain our health. It is important. You are important to your kids, your grandkids, and whatever. We want to keep you here as long as we can, but we need to understand that, and we need their help to do that. So those are the two things right there. And then also with the economy, we need a flexible and resilient economy that can bounce back when we have challenges. We're just in a moment of everybody at Temecula. We're such great. We have a lot of things going on. We have money coming in from the wineries, Pachanga, and Old Town that stimulates our city. But we're a moment away from a disaster. We need to make sure we're prepared for it. Our city did very well during COVID, man. We were one of the only cities that really maintained our financial situation and made sure when we came on the back end out of that, we were good. All right, that's leadership, man. That's listening to these commissioners and our city council and the staff doing a really good job of communicating to make sure that we're on track with our economy. Temecula does an amazing job with that. But we want to be good stewards of that. That money needs to go back to ensure that we take care of our residents. We need to make sure our infrastructure is taken care of. We need to make sure we have housing. We need to make sure our parks are good, our trash, water. All those things are being situated to make sure that our residents feel like we're being taken care of and feel like the money we're pouring into our city is being poured back into us. So we need to make sure we're engaged in our economy. And the last thing, Temecula has a lot of things. I didn't know that all the things that Temecula did until I became city council. You know, I was out in the military, I was just coming and going, right? Deployments, come back, get ready for deployment, go back out, keep the family here. But when I actually retired and I started looking at the things that the city does, they do some amazing things. But a lot of times the word doesn't get out. You know, there are a lot of inclusive services that are here that we need to get people to connect with. When you're in a bed down community, it's really tough because you're driving back and forth to work. If you got young kids, what are you doing? You're getting them to their games, you're getting practices. The weekend, Saturday is filled with taking care of them. So how do we communicate that so people can actually engage with our city and make sure that they understand that these services are here? You know, I didn't know when I came on city council, the Temecula Valley Entrepreneur Exchange, if you haven't heard, anybody ever heard of that? If raise your hand if you heard of it. So again, there's a lot of hands that are down. I mean, Temecula is one of the cities that does an amazing job to help businesses and entrepreneurs keep their businesses, start them, and actually help them, educate them to keep businesses. I mean, it is an amazing system they have over there. If you're a business or an entrepreneur, you need to engage with TDE too. They do some amazing work to help you stay resilient in your business and give you the track and the path to actually make sure you're going to have a great business. Make sure your storefront is not going to be empty. If you run around our city, if you ride around, there's a lot of empty spaces, man, that didn't survive after COVID and are struggling right now. But I was asking the business owner that they know about, the one that lost their business and couldn't sustain it. And I asked them about TDE too. They didn't know anything about it. So they have that capability here to help entrepreneurs and businesses, but many times we don't take advantage of it because it's just that we don't know and we're not researching it. So a lot of inclusive service. I believe in inclusivity. I believe in connection. I believe in making sure everyone has a voice in the city. And being a commissioner in the Ready Commission has helped me to understand it a lot better, especially with our special need parents who are struggling, right? Because they have kids that have grown up with special needs and are grown adults and they're still dealing with it. And getting them the support they need to be able to stay resilient themselves, but also take care of their family members. So there's a lot of resources. How can we bring those things here? So those are the things I'm running on, and it's pretty simple and to the point, but really a focus to make sure our city remains great, and we continue to provide a space where everyone can actually access and have a great time in our city and connect with what we have here as well. So I just want to share a little bit about that, and I do want to open up. I don't want to come and not take any questions, but if you have a question for me about anything I've brought up or anything about me, please ask it, please, if you have it. So I don't mind. So.
I'll start.
Oh. Except the DJ. Anything? Yes, I got some hands back here.
Other than financial support, how can your constituents and people best support you?
Outstanding. So great, and you beat me that before I ended. So thanks for that. How can you support me? I mean, one thing brought up was the financial piece, and the other thing is just volunteerism. I need volunteers, and you can't do this without boots on the ground. And that's doing phone banking, that's doing canvassing and hitting doors, and things of that nature to support. So a lot of people walk by me and say, hey, Eric, I'll support you and I'll volunteer. And I tell them, go to the site and fill it out because I'm a military guy. I have to have a system. I have to have a tracking. Telling me doesn't let me know I'm going to forget that. So on my site, if you go there and hit click volunteer, you can fill out the volunteer form so I can track who's volunteering and what their needs are. So I need volunteers as well. Additionally, your voice matters. You know people in Temecula, many of you. And you know people in District 2. And if you need to see the map, I'll show it as well. But it's word of mouth. Me going knocking doors and connecting with people is the same thing you can do for me. By getting on the call and calling people in the district to say Eric's running, and this is who he's about, and then you get on and support him. And because you touch that one, guess what that one's going to do? Touch another, they're going to touch another. So the other thing is talk to people outside of what volunteering and donating to let them know Eric's coming and to support him as well. So that's another issue that I would like to get support on as well. So just being there, communicating, let me know if you hear anything, so I can make sure I adjust and make just fire, like we say in the military, and be on top of that as well. So donate, volunteer, start having a conversation are the main things. All right, but I do need those boots on the ground. So if you can come walk and you can spend some time with me, would love that as well. If you research my district, you're going to know who I'm running against. So I keep it in comment, but if you research the person I'm running against, you'll see this person has been in the news for a lot of negative things. Made the Stephen Colbert show where he was making fun of her because of some comments she made as well. So in the last 4 years, just like Jeff was saying, there has been nothing that the incumbent has put forward to move the city forward. But in an election, what happens is there's this thing where people like that voters have selective memory. All right, they'll forget what you did in the last 3 years, and they'll only remember the last year of what you've done leading into an election. And that's what she's banking on, because again, like the last couple of months, she's been normal. It hasn't been the conversations and move on. I'm not ready. Can we wait till the next meeting and not being prepared? It hasn't been any of that. So normalizing herself to make sure that she represents and can speak to voters. So we are prepared. So I can tell you right there, I have all the articles and everything, and it was just a challenging time going through that and going to those meetings and being there all night with some of the challenges that the incumbent was bringing up. I'm trying to be nice, guys. I'm trying to stay. You go research who I'm running against. That's all I gotta say. Research who I'm running against. But I'm prepared to go there. I'm trying to keep it positive. I'm trying to keep it informative. But I can tell you the first thing negative comes out, and it's all hands on to just not attack, but just just talk about the record and talk about the stark difference between me and the decisions they made and what I feel like the way forward. So I'm prepared for that as well. My record speaks for guys. I'm as transparent as I can be. I'm not going to hide anything from you. You ask me a question, I'm going to be real about it. I'm going to tell you the truth. But I'm going to put it in a way that you hope you understand and nobody feels threatened or taken back by it. You want to research me? Go to the website. It'll talk about my Navy career, what I've done with the commission. You're going to see a couple other things on there, but you won't see anything negative on there about me. You won't see anything where I've not related to everyone. I don't care about your political, but what side of the aisle you're on. It's not my thing. I mean, my thing as a city council, guys, as a city council person, that doesn't come into play. It's nonpartisan. It's nonpartisan. If you want to talk about those partisan things, I'm not running to be a senator or a congressman. So I'm not going to have those type of conversations with you. I want to talk about, I don't have any aspirations to run for that either, so just take that off the table. Local government is the only thing I would ever run for. Because it's nonpartisan, yeah, you can put that on the record. Because it's nonpartisan, I don't have to worry about a side. Choosing a side and trying to stick there. Everything that city council does crosses all lines. I mean, it's not a political issue. It's taking care of people, guys. It's your quality of life. The people that have the most impact on you and the people you should vote for even the most and be engaged with is your local city government. They're the ones responsible for your trash, garbage, water, sewage. Is the lights going to be on? And how do we take care of you at this level? So you need to know who these people are. You need to research them just like you do the President of the United States. They're going to make policy up there that's going to impact us from a national standpoint. But your everyday life, what you see every day, the parks, the schools, the shopping centers, the housing, the roads, all of that's local government. Those guys don't play into that, all right? So you need to be very engaged in what we do at the local level. If you haven't, even more, you need to know what the commissioners do. You need to know what kind of commissions you have here and the work they're doing. You need to know what your city, and you need to engage with your local officials. You need to know what district you are. It amazes me, I don't talk to about 500 people as I'm walking around. Just to let you know, since May, I've been walking 2 hours Monday through Friday and Saturday. I'm all in on this thing. I'm giving everything I can, So I'm putting the work in. In the sweat equity to make sure this happens. But I was surprised when I say, when's the general election? Everybody's asking me when the general election. I'm like, don't you know the general election been on TV? I'm like, so having to get them the dates for general election. You ask people, are you registered to vote? No. You just moved. Did you actually go and change your information on the roads? Nope. So we have work to do just to get out the vote because people are not even paying attention to actually registering and actually changing their information not when you move another city. If you're in Temecula, you move from one district to the other, you need to change your role information because that voting is different from you at the local level. So we got work to do on that as well. And I got a lot of apartments in this district, right, District 2, and renters are the worst at actually going and actually updating their information. So I guess give you an idea, 22,000 residents in the district, 11,000 registered voters, and in the last election in 2020, I think about 8,000 voted, all right? So you can see where the numbers are falling. So our thing is to try to get those numbers up, and that's because it's the registration, people are not updating their data, and it's simple, it's a ballot they send you, it's already got posted, it's already got postage on it. You ain't got to spend no money. Just circle them things in and put it back in the mail, right? So we just got to get people to be very intentional about getting involved with this election. Hey, got some two fingers.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm Keith with KF&JF Podcast. Mr. Faulkner, I have one question for you. I know you've been talking about the incumbent and how that is working. Can you just tell us a little bit about what excites you about Temecula? What are some of the things that you think is different in that excitement and you're going to bring to Temecula? Because everybody has negative attitude, or it could be negative in this campaign season. But where is the excitement, and how do you feel about that, and what do you think that you're going to bring to Temecula?
No, that's good. That's good. My excitement as I'm in Temecula. I've been here 27 years. If this wasn't the city I wanted to be at, I would have moved a long time ago. I mean, I came here because of the fact that the schools were great, the parks were great, and the housing was affordable. That was 97, guys. I mean, hey, raise your hand if you're happy that you got all that equity in that home now, too. Yeah, exactly. Everybody loving that right now. So what's exciting about it, this is an exciting time for me. I'm like, I wouldn't have gotten involved with this if it wasn't something that was a calling for me. I looked in the mirror every day, I said, man, why me? And the mirror kept looking back, then why not you? If not you, then who? That's what it kept coming back. I did that multiple times. I'm like looking up like, can you take this off a plate? And then it kept coming about, okay, not you in this district, then who? I mean, so what excites me is about the process and making sure that we are here to engage and make sure our residents are better. I love this city. I've lived here 27 years. My kids have grown up here. They graduated Bob Elementary, Vail Ranch, Great Oak High School, both of them. So they're a product of this community. And I just want to run. I'm running and excited to run because I just want to make it better. It's nothing more than that. It's make it better for our residents to make sure everybody can connect. And that's the most exciting thing of it to me is this is not about me. This is about the residents of Temecula, and that's the main thing that excites me about it. Thank you for that question.
No problem.
Anything else? Well, let me tell you something. I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Now I was gonna sing a song, but then I said, no, I'm not gonna hear it. They're not ready for that right now. All right, so probably the next time when I practice a little bit more, and I get Charles to come up and sing. So thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you so much, and shake my hand as you're heading out the door because I know you guys have other things to do. So I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much. Thanks.